Hi, I'm Mary Ann Benetti, and this is the best way to add texture to your landscape. If you're using shrubs, fall in love with hydrangeas. I love hydrangeas, and I love this new variety of hydrangea. You can see here we're using hydrangeas in the front of a porch. Now, in the olden days, hydrangeas would always get huge in the Pacific Northwest. They were hard to use in the front of a house. But these new hydrangeas are very different. They can be kept low because you can prune them back every spring. If you want to use hydrangeas for texture, keep in mind they have a very rounded shape. The flowers are rounded, the leaves are rounded. The growth habit of hydrangeas is rather round and full. So you want to contrast this texture with shrubs with a more spiky or angular shape. So in front of these hydrangeas, I'm going to be adding this great new buddleia or butterfly bush. This is again a dwarf plant. The new buddleia or butterfly bush stays nice and low and compact. And this way you can use these in front of a porch as well. They're not going to be giant monsters that block your view when you're sitting on the porch. So the buddleia, this little dwarf buddleia, is actually called velvet butterfly bush or buddleia buzz. It's deer resistant, it's winter hardy, it's a great companion for the hydrangeas. But when you're looking for the hydrangeas, I gotta remind you, you can't buy the old-fashioned, not your grandmother's hydrangeas. What you want to look for are the hydrangeas that come in a blue pot. That means they're the Endless Summer collection, and there's 3 varieties here that I'm going to tell you about. The first one is this white one. This white hydrangea is Endless Summer Blushing Bride. It's white like a bridal gown, but then, like a bride at her honeymoon, it starts to turn pink as it blushes. Well, next to that, we have the party hydrangea. This hydrangea is called Twist and Shout. See these little tiny buds in the center here? That means it's a lace cap hydrangea. And so these buds never open, but you get this wild and crazy texture, twist and shout, a dance going on with the buds and the petals. And then at the end of this display that's in front of a porch, all these hydrangeas are going to stay nice and low, is the classic Endless Summer hydrangea. It has the classic round blooms, but remember, you can keep it low. Now, I just want to tell you how it's pink on one side and kind of more blue on the other. That's because the color of the classic hydrangea changes depending on the pH or acidity of the soil. So, because there's a cement foundation next to this hydrangea, the lime leaches out and the flowers turn pink. On the other front side of this hydrangea, the soil is more naturally acid, as it is here in western Washington, and the blooms are more blue. So, hydrangeas, a great shrub for adding texture to the garden, especially when you add spiky buddleias to the roundy hydrangeas. Beautiful plants for in front of the garden. It's been Mary Ann Benetti with easy answers for great gardens.